Hello, everyone. Again, we are Interactive Accountants. My name is Volney Cortez, and I'm here with my CEO, Matthew Schibler.
Hey, everybody.
Today, we have a wonderful conversation to have, and we would love your comments on it. It is about TikTok tax advices. Do you really believe in that? Matthew, please explain it.
Sure. So here's what I've been seeing, and I don't know about you, Volney, but there's a lot of what I'll call tax strategy promoters out there. All right.
Yeah.
Now, these people, maybe they're experts in tax, maybe they're not, but a lot of what I'm seeing is just, people dressed up in cowboy hats and, sitting in Rolls Royces that they rented or whatever, telling you to, take this tax advice, right? Your CPA sucks and
Just props.
they don't know what they're talking about. You need to do this thing and call me now and sign up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like any other Facebook ad, I believe, or anything, that we see out there in the market. It's like, ooh, buy this or ooh, buy that, and, there's that expression out there, I forget the Latin term of it, but it's buyer beware. Okay.
Correct.
So what I'm seeing today is there's a lot of tax promoters out there offering a certain structure, right? Where you eliminate your S corporation, form a family trust, and then, or a holding company, and then have that holding company owned by your family trust. And then they're telling you that your family trust can write off everything underneath the sun, that you don't have to take W-2 wages anymore or anything else like this.
Big promises.
Oh, big promises, yeah. One guy's telling you, look, your family trust can write off your daughter's ballet lessons. You know what I mean? And it's like, I don't think they're, really clued into what the reality is, right? So here's the reality. And I just got to read this because, I can't remember every single thing, but there's an Internal Revenue Code. It's called Section 262. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And basically Section 262 tells us that we can't write off personal expenses. So, my daughter's gymnastics, nope, that ain't gonna happen. My son's, travel Little League, nope, that ain't gonna happen. My grocery bill, nope, that ain't gonna happen. I mean, there's other ways around these things, right? You can make a charitable contribution to your son's Little League team to help them out. If your daughter's ballet school happens to offer some type of sponsorship opportunity and you can present a banner there, you can do that, and that's a tax deduction. Your grocery bill, I don't know how to write that off, you know what I mean? I just don't. But if you're actually buying groceries at the store and it's meant for, like snacks at the office or something
Mm-hmm.
like that, then yeah, that's a tax deduction. You know what
Correct.
I mean? So there's a couple of cases out there that really get into this, and I'm just going to mention one of them, Schultz versus Commissioner.
Okay.
And this is where Mr. Schultz or Mrs. Schultz, I forget whether it was a man or a woman or a married couple, got a little aggressive with their tax deductions. And the commissioner caught it, right? And it went to tax court.
Ah, caramba.
And, they got brought up on fraud charges. And tax fraud is, jail time. Martha Stewart. She served some time. You know what I mean?
That's not worth it.
That's how they got Al Capone.
Oh.
I don't know if a lot of people know that out there, but the only reason why Al Capone went to jail was tax fraud. They didn't get him on racketeering charges. They didn't get him on anything else, but they got him on tax fraud.
Uncle Sam.
So I don't really recommend, going into something without doing your due diligence. So if you're seeing these TikTok ads out there saying you could write off your daughter's ballet lessons, or that, I spent $100,000 on this tax attorney to develop this structure for me. Okay, great. Maybe that works for him, but everybody's tax life is different.
Yeah, it's too much generalization there.
Yeah, there's a boatload of generalization.
Yeah.
So when we're doing tax strategy for our clients, we're looking at each individual case. We're looking at it holistically. And, you know, we can get aggressive with certain things, but those aggressive things are legal. You know, does the IRS have a right to challenge certain things? Yes, of course they do. They can audit anybody they want, you know. But but at the end of the day, I'm not afraid of that audit. Go ahead, audit me, because everything that we're putting into place for our clients is a legitimate legal tax deduction. And S corps still work. You still have to take some type of reasonable compensation. You know, if you're working at a company, you know, whether that's through an MSO and then you're taking some compensation out of your MSO, or you're just on the books at the company, you know. These are just realistic things, you know.
Right.
Telling somebody that they can't take comp, that they can pay their daughter's ballet, that you can, you know, write off your grocery bill. I'm sorry, I'm not buying it.
Right.
You know, it's just a bunch of BS, and I'll say it kindly.
Yeah.
I want to use other words, but we're on a public forum here, so.
You are hearing this from someone with more than 30 years of experience. We don't have the props these folks on TikTok are using. We don't have the nice cowboy hats. These are our props back there, real life. And we just want to produce that for our clients and the public. Real orientation, no BS, and just to warn people. You know, TikTok is almost an entertainment, and I admire their work. Of course, they're doing the best they can to bring more viewers, and they're doing a nice job, but many times they are doing quite a disservice, if I can say that, to the public. So please ask questions, reach out. There is no cost to talk to us, and you will find the right information.
And I just looked up that Latin word, Volney.
What is it?
Caveat emptor.
Ooh.
Buyer beware.
New word of the day, caviar emptor.
Caveat emptor.
Caveat emptor.
There you go. There you go.
I got it.
Well, listen, everybody. Thanks for listening. And if you have any comments, or if you're looking at these TikTok ads or these Facebook ads and it sounds too good to be true, maybe you just want to run it up the flagpole and, you know, see if it's real. You know, you can, you know, of course you can use AI in some of these circumstances, you know what I mean? But, you know, AI isn't going to defend you in a tax audit. I can tell you that much. You know, you go into an audit with a bunch of AI stuff, they're going to, you know, and you don't know how to defend yourself, or you don't know what right words to say or how to back up a tax deduction. Good luck.
All right. We are Interactive Accountants. Our headquarters is in Doral, Florida. This is Matthew Schiller, our CPA, and this is Volney Cortez. We would love to hear from you.
Take care, everyone.
Bye.